Alright, welcome back everybody to episode 6 of the Elden Ring All Bosses walkthrough. It's been a minute since my last upload. I've been doing quite a bit of stuff, been very busy lately. Seeing as, you know, this is by no means my full-time job, gotta just play when I'm able to, so we are here. Just defeated Godric and did a bunch of stuff afterwards to get some quest lines going, so that's where we're at now. And we're going to go ahead and press forward. Alright. You'll see a hallway coming down this way to the right. There is no item over here, and there's nothing in here either. So we need to come over here to the left. All the way through. I also apologize if my voice sounds horrible. I'm dealing with a little bit of a cold right now. I'm going to try to mute my coughing as much as possible, but some might slip in there. Alright, as we drop down here, we're going to pick up our first of a few Shabriri grapes. These are key items that we'll be able to give to an NPC that we're going to meet here pretty soon. Alright, and now that we have left Stormveil Castle, we have now made our way to Liurnia. Yet another one of those moments in this game where you can just stand and look over just everything and just be blown away by how massive and beautiful this game is. It's just so cool. Alright. We've got a Side of Grace over here along with an NPC. Now, this NPC might look very familiar to you. This is, I think her name's Arena, the daughter of the man at Castle Morn, who, you know, we came back and found that she was dead. She got killed by Misbegotten, and he was very upset that he let it happen. Well, all of a sudden, she's alive, so something fishy's going on. We're going to talk to her.
Hello, my name is Hayata. If I might be so bold as to ask, would you donate any Shabriri grapes? My eyesight has been weak since birth, you see. But when I eat one of those grapes, it will lead me to my true duty.
Okay, so she says her name is Hayata. We know that's not right. And she is in search of a distant light and is asking if we can give her Shabriri grapes. We're going to go ahead and do so. We're going to give her the one that we found.
Thanks to you. Now I can feel the distant light. You are most kind indeed. May the blessing of the fingers be upon you.
And get an emote. Okay. So there's going to be a few without Liurnia that we'll be able to find that we will give to her. She's not always going to stay here. She is going to move about throughout the rest of the map as well. But anytime we find one, we're going to give them to her. And continue that quest line going so you can see what exactly is going on there. Alright, now if we rest at the Site of Grace, another familiar NPC is going to show up. You'll see that Bach is here now.
Good to see you. Do you remember? You helped me before. Please, Master, allow me to serve. I'm happy to make adjustments.
Okay. So, altering garments, essentially what it does is he's able to alter them in terms of either, you know, making them lighter and lesser defense or heavier and more defense. You'll see if I alter the armor that I'm currently wearing, makes it heavier and gives me more defense than what I've currently got. So, if you want to mess around with that with the armor we've got, go for it. But yeah, that's pretty much what Bach will do for a while now. Every Side of Grace, you're able to take advantage of that service if you want. He's like, don't you dare do adjustments yourself. Like, I am your personal seamster. Allow me to do it for you. So, there we go. Alrighty. On we go. As we come up here to this church, we're going to meet another NPC. And here is Sorcerer Thops. We're, of course, going to pick up this Sacred Tear.
You're tarnished, aren't you? Then, believe it or not, ice for a small...
He's going to ask us if we can disperse some runes. Sure, we'll toss 10 runes to him. and you're able to, purchase some sorceries from him if you're going that route.
Apologies, friend. I'm afraid.
But we're going to keep exhausting his dialogue as well.
I can tell you what you've seen that structure. That's the academy.
And it tells us about the Academy of Raya Lucaria. That is the next legacy dungeon we're going to be doing.
Only its doors have been closed. After they declared they wouldn't, the academy cast repelling seals, as you might have guessed, making entry to the academy
He tells us that we can't get in without a Glintstone key. So
why not without one, and you'll never reach. And if you
we can ask him about that. Saying if you find one, would you mind donating it to me? And then we'll talk to him about selling as well.
I followed her at school. That Scion was accused of unthinking. I still don't believe that the illustrious Scion wouldn't.
And there we go. Okay. There are a few items over here at these grave sites if you want to grab them. Also, if you look over here to the left, you'll see the Church of Anticipation, the very beginning of the game where we started out and fought that grafted Scion. We will be able to go back there eventually, and I'll show you how. But yeah, so some items over here, but there's also some undead enemies. So if you want to avoid them, there's nothing crazy over here, so not really worth spending a lot of time. Although there is that Academy scroll. Totally forgot about that because I'm not a magic build ever. But yeah, if you're going magic build, definitely want to pick that up. Alright, we'll keep going down here. Our first little campsite here with some soldiers. Not really going to spend much time here. We're kind of just going to skip through, grab some items that are here. And yep, that's pretty much it. And then we've reached our next site of grace, and we've reached down to the bottom of Liurnia. Alright, let's go ahead and use that sacred tear. Go talk to this merchant, see what he's got.
You're surprised? No matter. Why don't? Oh, but don't.
Alright, if I got a lantern, cookbook, Q, and yeah, we'll probably call it good there. Alright. So, as you get into the Liurnia, it is extremely wide open for you to decide, where you want to go. Because this is all bosses, normally I would go down towards that way where there's a cave that we can get into. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead. Let's just go down this way. And hit up our very first cave of the game. Of this area, anyway. So if you look over here, you'll see these jellyfish. They're just standing right outside of where we want to go. Whoa, lobsters suck. Avoid them as much as possible. I low-key did not even know that one showed up there. That was terrifying. Alright, Stillwater Cave. Now, I can't remember if we've gotten any more dragonfly heads. Nope, so we don't have a lot of poison. This is a cave with a good amount of poison in it, so it's good to have some preserving boluses on you if you have them. Also, that crystal cave moss, that is really good to pick up because that can be used to craft the boluses to counteract rot. So, pick those up wherever you can. Goal is to stay up on these ledges here as much as possible. Ouch. And not fall down into the poison swamp. If you do fall down though, uh-oh. was a bad move. I shouldn't have rolled. Ouch. Uh-oh, this is a mega bat. These ones can spread poison on you as well. Looks like we're gonna, yeah, get poisoned here. Oh, we got grabbed. Sick. There you go. Man, I forgot how awful this little cave is. Alright. Ah, oh, that's our only one. Okay, I'm gonna save it. Need more dragonflies. Yeah, run away, little mushroom boy. Ah. Stick America, hallelujah. Since we're already poisoned, it doesn't matter that we're running through here. Okay, and we have made it to the boss, which I believe is a Cleanrot Knight. The first one you'll have found at this point. Yep, right there. Alright, watch out for the stab attack. Ooh, that was close. So this is a normal enemy you'll find later in the game. As is typically the case with these cave bosses. Bleed proc. Ouch. And should be it. Nice. Alright, cave cleared. Get the winged sword insignia talisman. And we're gonna head back out to the site of grace next to the merchant. Alright. So to navigate through this early part of Liurnia, like if you're looking for like an actual path to go through, since this is all just water, if you keep just following this little road that I'm on right now and like follow these walls and basically all these ruins, that will lead you to basically where you want to go. So up here we'll be able to grab the map for this area. For the southern half, anyway. Boom. Can't open it right now because we got enemies around us. Hello. Nice. And this road leads us to our next site of grace. I'm also going to pick this up. Shot from all over with these things. Alright, so now we can see Liurnia East has been discovered map-wise. You'll see the stretches all the way up there. So we'll be able to find the west map a little bit later on. This area is huge. Liurnia is a massive, massive area. So, a lot to explore. Yeah, go ahead and keep moving on. Now behind us there was a cave that we could go to. However, there's a quest line that we want to pursue before going into there. And you'll see why I'm doing it this way. As we come up here, we'll hear a voice calling out to us.
Hello.
There we go.
Hello. Please.
This is Raya,
Hello.
not to be
It's rather my mistress
confused
told
with
me
Raya
that
Lucaria.
that thug made off with a
She's telling us
peasant.
that some dude took a necklace off of her,
Oh, what a blessed thought
and
she
we'll
is.
hear the request, and she asks us to go get the necklace back. And we're like, alright, whatever. Okay, as you come up here, because it is nighttime, there is a night-only boss here. The Deathbird is going to pop up over here to the right-hand side. You'll also look up there to the left. There's a campfire with a site of grace next to it as well. We are... You know what? Let's go ahead and touch that site of grace first, just in case we die. And up here, we'll be able to meet with Patches again. Grab the site of grace, come talk to Patches.
Oh, well, it's me. I'm still in business. Now I'm my only supplier. Patches Emporium.
So, again, if you didn't buy this stuff from him earlier, you have the opportunity to do so now. You'll see there is a new prompt that says, speaking of.
By the way, have you met that girl, Raya? She's a strange one, but I believe she was in need of help. Not that it's any of my business. If she rings your bell.
So, he's saying, hey, you should help her out.
You're making your way to the... I heard... Have you ever seen an Iron Virgin?
So now he's also going to talk to us about an Iron Virgin and how they were given like the power of transposition. And it says that there's one at the bottom of the big water wheel in Raya Lucaria, whose transporting powers are still fully intact.
On purpose, it'll chuck you out straight at the base of the Erdtree. Or so I'm told.
So if you want to get that information from him again, then you can always talk to him again. But yeah, so we're actually going to do exactly what he's telling us. It's not going to spit us out at the base of the Erdtree. It's Patches. He's not going to be fully honest. But it does transport us somewhere later in the game. So, pretty cool. Alright, next boss, Deathbird time. We are a little, somewhat early to fight this guy, but we should be able to handle it. Whiff on the jump attack. Watch the grab. Nice stagger. Grab again. Awesome. Ouch. That sucks. We were destroying him. Caught us in a combo. That sucks. Alright, we're gonna pass time again so we can get another shot at him. Dang. That was great RNG too. Like, all the moves were making it really easy to get good attacks on him, and then, yeah, it just sucks. I hate Deathbirds. Ouch. Wow, I went right into the riposte. I was trying to get some extra hits in on him, and it didn't work. Uh-oh. Yup, saw that coming. Man, so annoying. This does a lot of damage to us right now. Perfect. Just what I wanted. Oh, our momentum carried us away. That sucked. Perfect. Style kill. Alright, Deathbird down. There we go. First try. Cool. We get a talisman out of that as well. Okay. So now our job is to find the person who stole the necklace from Raya. If we keep coming up this way, you'll see a site of grace out in the distance that's getting close to the academy. That's not where we want to go right now. Oh, lobster. Uh-oh. These things can hit you from forever away. So try to de-aggro them as quickly as possible. Woo! And here we are at the Boil Prawn Shack. Wow. Boil Prawn Shack. I can speak English. Let's level up real quick. Let's go strength. And we're going to talk to Boggart here. Give me the necklace.
Show me, and I'll consider part. I'm not in love with it. You're a
it's ideal. Purchase. Give him 1,000 runes for it. And then leave.
Alright, things no doubt your bloody idea.
Go back to this side of grace. Give the necklace back. She said that she's from Volcano Manor, and she gives us an invitation to Volcano Manor. She tells us that there's a grand lift that can take us up to Altus Plateau, but it's been out of service for a long time, so instead we should go up the ruin-strewn precipice to get there. Okay. Alright. So now we'll go ahead and I guess we don't really need to go to that side of grace. We can just continue on. And grab the next one that I was mentioning earlier. Although this time we're going to try to avoid that lobster by all means. There he is. Oh, there's a couple of them out here. Alright, and here we are at our next site of grace, and another map. So now we've got the northern part of Liurnia discovered. This shows Raya Lucaria itself and a bunch of the rest of the lake. So if I'm correct, I believe there's only one more map piece for Liurnia, and we'll be able to find that pretty soon. Okay. So now we're going to make our way towards the southern part of Liurnia. So we're going to make our way basically right over here. We'll go ahead and go to the Scenic Isle site of grace real quick. You'll see that over here is another one of these little guides to show you a cave. This guy's going to start walking. I've actually never followed this one, but he surely leads you somewhere good. Alright, and then before we go all the way south, we are going to come over here real quick. Make sure this is the right spot. Yep, should be. And past all these Albinarchs is a crystal a crystal tier. Okay. Now, continuing on over this way. As we come into this area, you'll see that we are in another poison swamp. Luckily, Torrent is immune to poison, so nothing happens to him, which is great. A little Ash of War, Crystal Scarab here. Get him before we get poisoned. Awesome. A bunch of crabs in here as well. So just try to avoid them. They're not nearly as bad as the lobsters, but you still want to avoid them as much as possible. And man, it is dark right now. Okay, and then I know there's a site of grace somewhere right here. I guess we must have missed it, but we're gonna keep on heading up this way. These Albinarch dudes who are crawling on the ground, they're pretty easy, but you don't really need to fight them. Oh, she's not here. Shoot. Okay, we might need to come back here a little later before we... because Nepheli is supposed to be here. We can talk to her, but she doesn't seem to be here, so... Well, we're going to change our trajectory. We're going to instead come to the east side of Liurnia and start going over here. We're going to change our direction. Okay. As you come over here to the east, you'll see these ruins. These are some important ruins to not skip if you want to continue Hayata's questline. As you can see, she's right here. But we need to find another Shabriri grape to give her. So if you come up here into this part... More soldiers over here. Okay. And if you'll come over here next to these boxes, you'll see this little platform roll through. It takes you down into a basement. Grab the Two Fingers heirloom, and then more importantly, the Shabriri grape. Go ahead and head back over to Hayata. Hello.
Hello? Would you donate him on a pilgrimage? And when I eat one of... You're not like the others who give me grapes. They rest their trembling, howling wordlessly, their frail finger to you.
So there we go. Okay. Moving on more upwards towards the east. If you come over here to this portion of the ruins, if I remember correctly, there is a sending gate that will take you to that side of grace that was towards the academy, so just right here. So if you come this way first, then just be prepared for that to send you over there. And as we come up to this part, we have quite a few crossroads. We can go over there to the south. We can go more to the east. You'll see that there's a little catacomb indicator over there pointing south as well, and go up here towards the north. So lots of options. We're going to take care of everything down here to the south first. That's what we're going to do. So there's nothing like super important over here. A few items you can grab. There's some balloons that if you shoot them with like an arrow or like throwing knives or something like that, you'll get golden runes out of them. Our first introduction to the marionette enemies. Grab this grace. Also see those headstones spreading out of the wall over there, so once you exit Stormveil Castle, you can just get straight down to this area if you want to right away. We've got a wandering troll who has been dislodged from his little caravan. Take care of him real quick. Ouch. Ouch. Dude, you're being annoying. Ouch. How have I not staggered him? Hello? Alright, well, there's an item in that chest you can grab, but again, there's nothing important over here, so I'm not even going to take the time. Alright, what we are going to do is... Whoa, super disoriented. Oh, I forgot we rested at that side of Grace. Let's get our runes real quick and then head back. Go ahead and grab it since we've came all the way back here. There you go, tree spear. Screw you, giant. Okay, so now we'll go back over to this Grace. We're going to head east towards the catacombs that are being pointed towards us. So if you activate this statue, it's going to point you in this direction. Just keep heading south towards this way. If you look to your right, you'll eventually see the doors to the catacombs. Maybe. Hello? Ah, here we go. Okay, so Eastern Liurnia is a little bit of a higher level. We're going to level up a little bit. We don't need the Remembrance of Godric since we're not going to be using either of those weapons, so that should give us good chunk of runes. We'll use this. Should let us level up a couple of times. Okay. We're going to send this elevator back up just in case we die. Alright, watch for the ambush. Yeah, this is a little bit higher level than what we are right now. If we could find a Somber 3, we'd be in really good shape. Nice whiff. Alright, so we can see the lever that we need to activate just across the way there. But the question is, how do we get there? I don't believe there's anything back here. Nope. Watch for the trap. Ambush. Okay, there's an Omen under there. We're not going to wake him up because, again, higher level area. I'm going to try to avoid the worst enemies as much as possible. As you fight this guy, there are a couple of imps up there waiting for you. Let's see if I can actually take care of them first before fighting the Omen. Grab attack. Alright, now there is a Stone Sword Key Fog Gate here. Again, nothing crazy though, so just save your Stone Sword Keys for your stuff that's more important. Alright, watch out for another trap up here. We're going to try to bait out this imp though, see if we can get him. Ouch. Ouch, we stepped on the trap again, that was bad. Alright. Okay, so now if we look down here, we'll see, oh, we passed the statue. How did that happen? How did we get over there? Huh. Okay. Watch for the trap, as always. Nice. Alright, we're gonna grab this item, let this guy follow us, hit the trap. Oh, of course he jumped over it. He's so lucky. Okay. So, from here we can just drop back down onto this stairway. And what we're going to want to do is drop down to this lower floor here. Got another Omen here. Take care of him real quick. Try not to die. Keyword being try. Nice. Another one here. Oh, hidden backstab. That's cool. Wonderful. And one more item here. Okay, now we can continue up. Okay, as you can see, there's a trap right here, so be careful where you're walking. We're going to activate it to hit that omen. This guy's a little weak. That's interesting. And he's just standing there too, so nice and easy kill. Thank you, sir. Alright, and then this is the omen that was standing behind the statue that we saw with the switch. So you can see it right over there. Boom! Oh, of course. It's just always got to be ready for frickin' imps. Alright, activate the switch. Let's go fight the boss. Alright, so this is a different variation of the Erdtree Burial Watchdog. This is a staff version, so it casts some sorceries as opposed to just all melee. Oof, whiff. There we go, nice stagger. Woo. Oh, whatever, I rolled. And boom. Catacombs cleared. Okay, now we're good to head back to the Liurnia Highway North side of Grace. We'll see what time of day it is. It is daytime. Okay, so what we're going to do is... Actually, let's approach this from a different route. We're going to come up to this side of Grace real quick. And then from here, we're going to head east. Just follow this bridge all the way up to that little cliff where there's another side of Grace up at the top. And we'll also find Hyetta once again. So Hyetta's just over here to the left. Rest and level up real quick. And then we don't have the Shabriri grape that we need to give to her, so we're not going to talk to her right now. What we are going to do is advance the time forward to night, because there is a Knight's Cavalry here that we can fight. remember seeing this guy on my first playthrough with the mist and everything. It was like, oh, so freaking cool. Hello, Mr. Knight Cavalry. I'm right over here. Might want to turn around. Oh! Ouch. Ouch, that really hurt. Okay, if you could not, like, go over where the rocks are, that would be great. Ouch. Stop running. Oh my gosh. So obnoxious. What? Hello? What is that hitbox? Oh my gosh, he's being so annoying. Oh! His horse is almost dead. Bad move, dude. And boom. Not enough to kill. There we go. Being a little obnoxious, but we got him in the end. Okay. If we continue on towards this way, we'll see some soldiers and some sorcerers fighting each other. You can just largely avoid this. You don't need to involve yourself in the conflict at all unless you want to. And then this is another way to reach this side of grace that's over here. Wherever it is. Am I blind? Oh, right there. Jeez, it was super hidden. Let's go ahead and get our health back real quick. Alright, let's continue on north. Got another boss right away. This is another Tibia Mariner, so another opportunity to get some death root to take to Gronk. Just gonna skip past all these wolves. And that crab. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, and then right down here you can see the Tibia Mariner right there. Whoa, did I just hear a summon sign? Whoa. I had no clue you could summon D to help you out here. Very cool. Okay, well, if you want some help for Tibia Mariner, go ahead and summon D right there. That's cool. Of course, the teleporting away. Let's see, the B-side quivers. It's super late at this point. It's supposed to warn you from forever away so you know that you're heading in the right direction. But better late than never, I guess. Let's go kill these guys real quick. Oh, never mind, he's gonna do it for us. Awesome, thank you. Oh, whatever, I rolled. Yep. And he teleported away. Where did he go? Oh, he's clear up there. Jeez. Dude, you're not even in water anymore. What are you doing? There we go. Tibia Mariner down. Of course, give us that death root and some ashes. Very nice. Alright. Now, if we continue on this way, we're going to come back to where we just were, where that Mariner was, but I want to grab this side of Grace up here first. So if you head up towards this shack, there's another painting that you can grab, as well as a side of Grace. Alrighty. We'll go back to where the Mariner was. The reason why is there's a fairly tucked away area that can be hard to tell how to get to, that you can actually just drop down to. That is pretty cool, and I completely missed it on my first playthrough, so just want to show you. Come all the way over here to the east edge. If you look down, you'll see that there's a village down there. So you want to find these little headstones that are popping out of the side of the wall. Don't die like I almost just did. Alright, Torrent, you're scaring me. And we've made it to Jarburg. Woohoo! So as we drop down here, we'll be able to meet our friendly Jar NPC, Jar Baron.
I didn't think it. Ah.
Yes, I'll be your
It's
potentate.
not easy. I know. It's just a little test. You're you need.
Tells us we're not good enough to be a potentate. Bummer.
Don't look. We can still come back and visit.
Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and go rest at this side of Grace to reload the area.
Oh, I'm happy. I have good. Have you noticed? I asked the village, and they said you.
He says, hey, we can pick all the flowers in the village that we want to. We're going to go reload the area once again.
Ah, say, cuz.
He's going to talk to us about Alexander.
If you see, he's Uncle Alex. My home is. I suppose that's. So I'm actually, and I'll have to leave. Uncle Alex. My home is. I suppose that's.
And then we're going to reload once again. There's a lot of this. If we go over there, we'll notice that he's sleeping.
Uncle Alex, into me.
Oh, he's so cute.
Uncle Alex, into me. Uncle Alexander, my home is off. I suppose that.
And that's pretty much all that we can do with him for now. But yeah, so like he said, we're good to Pick all the flowers that we want, so if you need some resources, this is a great place to go to just get a bunch. Also a few cracked pots laying around here. And a couple more things over here. Oh, come on. Torrent. Boom. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to go back up to this shack and continue moving north. Alright, so moving on. Let's keep going north. There's a little natural bridge here that you can just jump over. Whoop. Okay, so up in this portion of the map of Liurnia, there's not a ton going on. So we're going to go down here. There's a site of grace that we can grab down here at the bottom. Now if we keep going down this hill, we have a little bit of a fork here. Over there to the left, you'll see a well that is very similar to the one in Mistwood that took us down to Schiefer River. This goes to another river that's underneath the map, but we're not going to do that in this episode. We're going to have an entire episode dedicated to that area, so we're not going to worry about that for now. Keep going out here. You can fight these fire monks if you want to. Totally up to you. Then we've got another fork. For now, we're going to come over to this tower. But this is not something that we're going to clear out right now either, because you can see the Divine Tower all the way over there. And what's unique about this tower is this one isn't linked to any of the shard bearers that we can actually fight in the game. And we need a special item to actually be able to access that part of the bridge, where if we completed the tower as it is right now, there's not really much to do. There's a very annoying NPC invasion that you can fight throughout it. Not worth it. There's really nothing in this current version of this tower that's worth getting, in my opinion. But if you're trying to explore and want to see everything throughout the game, then by all means you can come forward. Just go up the elevator, and then you'll be able to, like I said, there's an NPC invasion who is just really annoying because he's casting sorceries and all kinds of crap at you throughout the whole thing. And he teleports away once you get close to him as well. But there's no item up there that is really worth it. However, we are going to receive a key item later in the game that will let us invert the tower to where we're able to get an even more important key item after that. So definitely going to be coming back later and doing this tower the correct way. But for now, we're not even going to mess with it because, like I said, in my opinion, not even worth it. Over there, you can see Jarburg. So if you came down this way first and not like down the headstones, then you'd be seeing that over there and being like, okay, how am I supposed to get over there? Also, when the game first launched, there was no gap here. Like it showed that like there was a connection from where we are now to Jarburg, and it was driving me nuts, being like, the map says that there's something there, but there's no way over there. And then they ended up patching that later. Alright, we're going to head back out towards the lake for one more site of grace that we can grab. Hello, wolves. Are. Then we'll reset that aggro and move back up to this side of grace and keep heading north. Alright, so I like to avoid, you can see that head vehicle thing, those guys really suck to fight, because they only have one spot that you can actually do any damage to, and it's in the back, and it's just not worth it. There's a lot of stuff that on casual playthroughs I'll just kind of skip over. If you're trying to fight everything that you see, go for it. More power to you. We're going to come up here, past these guys, up to this church, and this is the Church of Vows. We'll be meeting our next friendly NPC. And here he is.
Your Tawny, I welcome you. I am Muriel. My apologies. Do you know how it came to... Well, that is a shame. The shattering has caused us. It is here, at the by the matrimonial bond between red-haired Radagon and Renala of the Full Moon. And so our church holds in view the monuments, the Erdtree of the capital.
Okay, so a little bit of a lore drop right there. This is the first time that we're hearing Radagon's name in the game. Radagon of the Golden Order, and Renala, who is the next Remembrance boss that we're going to be fighting in the game. She's the main boss of Raya Lucaria. They actually ended up getting married, and this is where that marriage took place. But if you keep talking to Muriel, you're able to give him prayer books to be able to study some incantations. And you can also get some more lore from him if you so desire. But yeah, so if you're going magic build, then give him prayer books and scrolls, and he'll be able to sell those to you. Now up here, we're going to grab our first celestial dew. At least I think it's our first. Oh wait, no. That's different. Okay, golden tailoring tools. Okay, so these are things that we're able to give to Buck a little bit later in the game as basically an upgrade to what he's currently doing for us to be able to tailor our armor and things like that. So we'll make sure to keep an eye on that. I don't think we have any Celestial Dew right now. Okay, so Celestial Dew is an item you'll be able to find where you can bring it here to this statue where it says Atone. Right now it says we don't need Absolution. This essentially just means you haven't pissed off any NPCs in the game. That's really all it is. So if at any point you accidentally aggro an NPC and like have ruined their quest line, you can come here with Celestial Dew to atone for your sins, and that will make it so that the NPC is no longer aggroed towards you. So just in case you mess up at any point, that this is how you can fix that mistake. Okay, now at this Church of Vows, there is another bell-bearing hunter fight that we're able to do here. This one can be a little bit more complicated because it involves exhausting Muriel's dialogue a few times. So we're going to pass time till nightfall. Look in the church, see if he's still there. He is. So we're going to rest again, get back up, see if he's still in there. Sure enough. Okay, so we're going to go talk to him a little bit more. Most of the time with Bell-Bearing Hunters, it's just passing time till night and then resting one more time at the site of grace and he'll pop up. This one, like I said, is a little bit different, so let's ask him about Radagon. Again, this is in reference to a boss we'll fight much later in the game, so this can be a nice little lore to learn from Muriel. But we're just going to skip through it. And some lore about Renala as well. Okay, hopefully that should do it. We're going to go rest again. Okay, there we go. So now the Bell-Bearing Hunter will spawn. Perhaps. items. There we go. I forgot he spawns in here. Woof. Ouch. Wow. Okay, we do not have a lot of HP right now. Maybe I should start leveling up my vigor. Might be a good idea. Alright, let's pop a rune arc real quick. We don't have many right now. Don't have really any heavier armor yet either. This gives us something at least. We've been running pretty long with our starting equipment, so I think we can afford to go up a little bit. That's going to put us in heavy load. That gives some more defense, though. Yeah, there we go. Fashion. Let's give this another shot. Go, beautiful stagger. Whew. Ouch. It's all right. There we go. Bleed proc. Beautiful. That should do it. Nice. Alright. Perfect. And that will give us a new bell bearing. Beautiful. Alrighty. Okay, we are ready. We'll go ahead. Let's keep focusing on that. Actually, I know I just said I need more vigor, but we're just going to keep going for damage right now. Alright, let's go ahead and continue forward. So we're going to go all the way back down this path and then to the left. Alright, so up here we're going to be coming across some more of these beastmen from down in Schiefer River. The first time we've seen them above ground, though. And if you thought the archers down in Schiefer River were annoying, well, prepare yourself. So be very careful as you're coming up this way, because there's going to be quite a few of these archers. Just kind of got to listen for them as well. Which is hard when we've got... Those are wandering mausoleums that you're hearing stomping all over the place. They're literally jumping up in the air as well. Might be able to catch this one. Jump. No, maybe not. Alright, we'll see a little bit later. Alright. Just coming forward here. We're going to stealth up a little bit through these bushes. The archers are going to be across What? Something aggro towards me, and I have no clue what. Weird. Alright. Ooh. Archers have not seen me yet, which is really lucky. Here's one of them. Wow, okay. I guess one of the archers saw me, but then he fell down. You can see him right down there. Interesting. Alright, cool. Well, that was much easier than my first playthrough. That's for sure. Alright, Side of Grace here we can grab. Okay, and then we're going to be able to head up towards those wandering mausoleums. You also have the option to go down over here, which we're going to do in a second, but first we're going to come over here. Alright, so these boys can be a little tricky to take down all the way because, as I mentioned, they do have the tendency to jump. Oh, like this one's doing now. Just want to make sure that you are completely out of the way when they do that. Ooh. Alright, I think we got all of them on that leg. Jumping in. Why was that not hitting it? Actually, really good practice for a world enemy that you will fight in the DLC. It's that little jumping there. You'll have to wait quite a few episodes to get what I'm referencing there. Alright, perfect. Knocked down. And then we're not going to duplicate Godric's Remembrance because it's not really worth it. So we're just going to leave him be and remember that we've got him down. Once you've knocked these mausoleums down, they stay that way, so you don't have to worry about like duplicating things right away. You can take your time. Alright, we'll come up this way. We've got another one. And a Side of Grace. In reference for where we are, this is where we're at on the map. Ooh, he's jumping right away. Ooh. Perfect. And there goes that one. Alright. Now, making our way over here, there is a minor Erdtree, which usually the case with the minor Erdtree is that there is an Erdtree avatar waiting at the end. There are a few exceptions to that, but this is the case in this instance. You can see him right over there. The beastmen here can be a little bit of a hassle to deal with mid-fight, so I try to like get a few of them aggroed before going into the Erdtree avatar fight itself. Ooh, stack. Nice, we got all of them aggro. That's beautiful. Perfect. Okay. Let's go ahead and take on the avatar now. Hello. Oh, I thought I was going to get the stagger there. Miscounted. Boom. Run away from the lasers. Slam. There's the stagger. I was way off. Boom. Oh, what? Dude, I'm getting greedy. I'm annoyed that I keep getting hit by these guys. Alright, there we go. Erdtree avatar down. Which, as is usually the case, rewards us with some crystal tears. So we got the magic shrouding, lightning shrouding, and holy shrouding crystal tears. Alright, that's pretty much it for right up here. You'll notice this northern area. We can't access that from where we are. That is actually accessed from, you'll see this big old pathway over here, and then you go down into this part. So that will be honestly quite a bit later in the playthrough. So, but for now, we'll go back down to the ruined labyrinth and then head up towards that pathway going to the east. Okay, so we got right here. So we'll want to come over this way. And literally just follow it all the way through. Oh wait, nope. I'm going where the mausoleums were. This is where we want to go. Okay. Drop down. And yep, like I said, just keep heading north. So when we get to the end here, we're gonna skip around this ruined bear because I hate those guys. The end of this pathway is the Black Knife Catacombs, which actually has 2 bosses in it. One of them is a secret one. That has to do with Roger's quest line. So we're going to make sure that we do both of those fights. See, there's a headless mausoleum knight here. This guy is pretty beefy. You don't have to fight him. You can just like go into the catacombs if you want. That was a bad move, and his sword does spread death blood. Got him right before that guard counter. By the way, if you are playing with a shield build, guard counters are awesome. Definitely take advantage of being able to do that. So, guard counters are when you block with your shield and then press R2 right afterwards. That's what does that little overhead slam attack. We see we get the prompt that says the Beast Eye quivers, so it means we're near some death root. Real quick, we're gonna make our way back to the round table because I can't remember if we have progressed Roger's questline to where he actually talks about the Black Knife Catacombs. So we're gonna head back here real quick. Alright, D's got nothing new for us. Okay, hold on. Give me one sec while I investigate this.
Roll me forgiveness. do cert before I was awakened. Pray, despite so plead.
Okay, I think this might be what I was missing. So talking to Fia, like, let her hold you again, talk in secret, and then there's this prompt that says, do you know?
My dear, have you ever heard?
Yep,
of
and so
Black
she tells
Knight
us about the
Prince?
Black Knife
Share
Prince.
likes to talk of them when abed, and the ancient plot in which the first of the
Big ol'
demons
lore
was
dump
slain.
here, by the way.
The black knives wielded by the assassins, along with the impression these grand affairs are hard. But, dear Rocher,
You can ask her more about it.
about the Black Knife Prince that fascinate.
And boom, knife print clue.
But it wouldn't be right to give this to him, perhaps.
And there we go. So, if you didn't know that the Black Knife Catacombs were there in the first place, that item that she gives you, you're able to, look at it a little bit closely, and it shows you, what it looks like on the map. So you can see the Minor Erdtree there, and a rise on the right-hand side. So if we were to go up here, we haven't actually made it to the rise yet, but you can see the actual imprint on the map itself and the Minor Erdtree. So clearly indicating that we need to go there. So that's what it was. I was missing Fia's dialogue. I can't remember if we talked to Roger, if he actually talks about it. Yep, here we go.
You've learned. They were in the past fascinated that the gold with the order brought such adaptive.
Oh, maybe not. Okay. But cool. Okay, so that's basically all I was looking for. I'm going to use that Baldican's Blessing because don't want that minus HP. Alright, and then we'll head up to the Black Knife Catacombs. Alright. So you're mainly going to be fighting skeletons in these catacombs, so make sure to finish them off all the way. This is where the main boss of the catacombs is. Beating this boss gives you the death root, but the Black Knife imprint that we're looking for is from the other secret boss that you can find here. Alright, imp statue there, you can use if you so desire. Hello? Oh, yeah, I'm dumb. Okay. So, I'm not going to use mine there. Another thing unique to these catacombs are necromancers. So, this guy right here, you have to kill them as the ultimate source of these ones. A little bit of a callback to the skeletons in Dark Souls 1 in that regard. So basically, anytime you see these skeletons with these flaming chests, that indicates that there is a necromancer that is in control of them. Oh, I didn't finish that guy off. I'm dumb. Alright, so coming in here, you'll see a bunch of small crabs. As you go and try to grab that item over there, a big crab is going to pop up. You can also see the switch for the doors over in there. Trying to think if we want to grab that item now or wait until we come back down. Yeah, let's just wait until we come back down. We'll kill this guy. Okay, so these little traps that are falling down on you, you can actually walk on top of them to reach up to this area, where this is the necromancer who is controlling these guys. And then just gonna run past these skeletons to the next one. Man. Oops. Okay, cool. Keep forgetting to finish these guys off for whatever reason. Alright, so where you want to go to complete the catacombs is drop down there. That's what takes you all the way down to the bottom to activate the switch. But the secret boss that gives you the Black Knife imprint is behind the illusory wall right here. And D's summon sign shows up here, so if you need some help, this is a Black Knife assassin that's in there. If you need some help with it, you can summon D to help you out. We're going to hop in and try to take her down. Whoop. Stab. Oh. Expecting a different attack there. Nice stagger. Should get a bleed proc here. Oh, nope, still not. And there we go. Black Knife Assassin down. And a reward is the Black Knife print. We also get the Assassin's Cerulean Dagger, which is the talisman. Then if you wanted to just end the catacombs there, you could use this to go back to the beginning, but we are continuing to go through. Alright, so let's activate this switch. Activate this other switch to open the gate. We'll grab this item. We know that the big crab is going to pop up. I'm just going to run past. Oh, there's two! Just got to run, get to here, climb up the ladder as fast as you can, and we are good. Cool. Oh, come on. I tried to be fast there. That was dumb. Alright, and then we're going to rest up real quick since we're low on Crimson Tears. Same thing. I'm not going to worry about the skeleton. We're just going to go straight to the boss. Alright, so I've got another cemetery shade here. This one's worse because there's skeletons in the fight too that just make it even harder. Not very fond of this fight at all. Ooh. Ouch. Ooh, knock it off. Oh, so I didn't even see that he was getting that attack ready. Get out of there. Get out. Nope. I didn't even see that attack getting prepared at all. Wow, we somehow survived that. That's crazy. Never mind. Cemetery shades are so terrible. I hate them. I hate them. Especially in a gank fight. Like, who thought this was a good idea? out. Oh my gosh, man. Why am I fat rolling? Hello? Oh my gosh, man. Oh, it's because of the rune arc. Cool, I'm dead again. Like, words can't explain how much I hate this fight. So cool that we were fat rolling too. It's just not even fun. So damn annoying, man. You just don't get a second to yourself to even think about what's happening. Man. Usually I take out the skeletons first just to be able to focus on him, but that just... Ugh. So one trade-off of Cemetery Shades is they are glass cannons. It's really easy to just take their health down, but man, they're obnoxious. Alright, Black Knife Catacombs complete. Can get out of this hellhole now. Now that we have the Black Knife print, we're going to go back to the round table and give that to Roger.
Always good. So, this is a Black Knife print. I can scarcely believe you managed to get you recall our conversation about the Night of the Blood. They say the assassins who carried out the deed was a group entirely of women, arrayed in armor of silver. The knives they wielded, though, were imparted with... Please, I'd love nothing more, though only a fragment. Traces of the one who performed the rite are sure to... Half my body has...
Okay, so we're giving him the knife print to study who was responsible for the Night of the Black Knives, which is basically what started the entire story of Elden Ring and like the shattering and everything like that. So pretty important implications there. So he's gonna be reading into it. If we reload the area, we can talk to him. Gives us the knife print back.
Good idea who performed the rite upon the blade. The person who orchestrated the Night of the Black Knives, Lunar Princess Rani. One of the children born to King Consort Radigan and his first wife, Ronala. Demigod and sister to General Radan and Praetor Rykard. Hers was the name I discovered in the imprint. Truly, you have my thanks. But if I might be so bold, I would like to ask something more of you. If Rani truly is the one who plotted that fateful night, then she should bear the curse mark of destined death somewhere upon her flesh. I would like you to procure it for me. And then all will be laid bare. I will have the answers I have sought for so long.
Okay, so, man, huge lore dump there. So he's saying that Rani, who's the daughter of Radagon and Ronala, was responsible for orchestrating the Night of the Black Knives. So he's saying she should have the curse mark of death somewhere on her corpse, so we need to procure it. So we're going to ask, okay, who is Rani and where can we find her?
Some idea of Rani's potential whereabouts. There's a manor to the north of the Academy of Raya Lucaria. It is the familial home of the Carian royals, from whom Rani descends. There's been talk of the old royals' vassals gathering there in recent years. Rani's whereabouts since the shattering are a well-kept secret. She hasn't been seen even once, but I suspect she might have returned to the manor in which she was born. I'm afraid there's something I must tell you. Do you know of those who live in death? The very notion of life in death defies the Golden Order. By Dee's account, these defiled fiends must be expunged. But truth be told, I seek the curse mark to save them. You may find this peculiar, but I discovered something in my examination of the Knight of the Black Knives. These souls have committed no offense. They have every right to life, only they happen to touch upon a flaw in the order. Yes, indeed. If Dean knew what drives me now, he would surely boil over with rage. Or perhaps he would even feel some pity. But no need to fret. None of that will come to pass. I can tell a good lie when I need to.
Okay, so a whole bunch of stuff there. So he's told us that we're likely to find Ranni north of Liurnia in a manor where she was born. So that's actually going to be up in this part of Liurnia that we haven't discovered yet. And when we get to that manor, I'm going to dedicate an entire episode to that. It's essentially a mini dungeon. It's not huge by any means, but there's quite a bit going on there, so saving that for sure. Okay, but that is all we can do with Rogier for now, so we're going to go back down to the Scenic Isle Site of Grace. Now, off camera, I forgot to mention that I did go talk to Nepheli again in the round table. She said it's about time she's heading off, so she should be appearing in the village of the Albinarchs like I was trying to do earlier, so we're going to head back over this way to go find her there. Again, we're going to try to avoid these crabs. Oh, forgot one spawns there. Alright, so a few of these Albinarchs are seen among the pathway. You can see there's a light underneath that bridge that wasn't there before. That's the indication that Nepheli is here. We can go up and talk to her.
Oh, it's you. Well, what do you make of it? What's happened to this village? I witnessed a sight much the same in my infancy. The oppression of the weak. Murder and pillage unchecked. A waking nightmare made by men. But this time, I'm a woman grown, and though the suffering cannot be undone, I can still mete out justice. Justice to the oppressors. Let the scars I carve remind them. I am Nepheli Lu, warrior. But this time, and though there's justice
Cool.
to let
So,
the scars...
we've exhausted her dialogue. We're going to keep moving forward. Dude here we can listen to. Village is done for. Please, even if it's just you, old Albus, hide well and still your breath. So now we're like, okay, who's Albus? In this village, there are a ton of mushrooms, and mushrooms can be used for a very important crafting item that we'll eventually be able to do. But if you're ever looking for a good spot to just be able to pick up a bunch of them, definitely a good place. Okay, over here across this bridge, there's not a ton over in this area, but I'm going to show you an item or two that you can pick up. Crystal sword. If you look over there towards the north, you can see that big gathering of crystals. There's actually some Crystalians in there, which are an enemy turned boss a little bit later in the game that we'll be fighting in this episode. But those are non-boss versions over the crystals. You can go fight them if you want to see what they're all about, but definitely not necessary. Okay. Let's keep making our way up through the village. Oh, I forgot there was an item over there. Larval tier, awesome. By the end of the episode, we'll be able to, well, not this episode, but pretty soon we'll be able to actually use those. Okay, at the top of this hill is a perfumer. I'm not really sure what triggers it. Sometimes this perfumer is playing a flute. Again, I'm not really sure what makes that happen. Maybe let's try resting at the site of grace, because it's kind of cool when NPCs or enemies are just, you know, playing instruments. I think it's a very intimate thing about this game. Okay, yeah, she's still not doing it, so. But yeah, sometimes if you come up here, I don't know if maybe it has to be nighttime for it to happen, but kind of cool if you can see it. Perfumers can absolutely delete you early in the game, so we're going to sneak up and get a backstab. Oh, you punk. Perfect. There we go. Okay. So, over that bridge is where you'll want to go, but if you keep coming up here, if you remember the name Albus, if you come up here, you'll see this suspicious-looking pot with a light on it. If you roll into it, an Albinaric pops up who starts talking to you.
I haven't a clue. No secrets lie with me, not a one. Oh, please leave me be. Wait then, you're not one of them? Well, what a relief. Oh, goodness me. I'm Albus.
So this is Albus, and he holds a very important item for us.
We're finished. The whole village is finished. The cursemongers have destroyed everything. No one that remains has their wits about them. I beg you. Would you look after this medallion? You must keep it out of the cursemongers' hands.
You get the Erdtree secret medallion right half. Now, we're not going to be able to find the other half for a very long time. It's pretty much like the end of the base game. But this is something that triggers a couple of things that we're now able to do immediately after. But yeah, we won't be able to get the full resolution of this for a long time. He tells us about Latenna as well, and to give this to her. If we keep talking to him, he's eventually just going to just straight up keel over and die. Now, you can accomplish the same thing of getting the medallion by just straight up killing him, but I don't actually know the impact that has on when you meet Latenna, so be careful with that. Alright, crossing the bridge here. Got some more Albinarics to deal with. And then there's a boss just right across the way. Don't you dare grab me. Ooh. Alright. Okay, so you can actually see the boss right down there. It's an Omenkiller. If you talked to Nefelli and got everything up to this point with her, then you can actually summon her for this fight. So if you need some help, go for it. But fair warning, there are a couple of dogs that are somewhat hard to see. That it's definitely worth taking the time to take out, because then they can join in the fight and make it a little bit miserable. He's trying to get up to us. Oh, okay. We can handle one on its own, but I like to get at least one out. Alright, here we go. Omenkiller, the first of a few that you'll see throughout the game. If you play Dark Souls 1, this guy's moveset is very similar to the Capra Demon. But his weapons do apply bleed. There's the other dog. How did that swing not hit the dog? Okay, both dogs down now. As you can see, this guy can also spread fire. Ah, might be dead. Oh. Boom, boom. Oh, third dog. That I did not know about. Ouch. I did not remember there being a third dog in this. There we go, Omenkiller down. Also, I apologize for my sniffling. I'm still getting over this stupid cold that I've had all week. So I'm sure I sound stuffed up too. Alright, and then I don't believe there's actually any items down here. Oh, nope, there is one. Go. Boom. Okay. That is it for the Village of the Albinarchs. What we're going to do now is go back to the Round Table Hold. How? Now with this, be aware that after you get the half of the secret Erdtree medallion, when you go back to the Round Table, you're going to get invaded. So that's what's going to happen right here. It's going to be by Ensha, the NPC that just doesn't talk to you, standing outside of Gideon's room. There we go, nice and easy. Doing that also gives you Ensha's armor, which is pretty sick, so we'll happily take that. It is pretty heavy though, so be forewarned. We have to actually go over to where he was to pick up that armor. Boom. Okay. Now we can find Nepheli in the Round Table by going over here past Hugh.
Oh, your divinity, have mercy and grow.
We're just going to listen to this whole thing real quick.
Road is yet long, a god is not easily felled. But one day without fail you will have your wish. So please grant me forgiveness, Coinmerica.
Okay, so if we come down here, we can find Nepheli right here.
You, please, leave me be.
And she is in despair.
You, please. It's pathetic.
So we're going to go up and talk to her foster father, Gideon. So we can ask him about Ensha as well.
Ensha got rather ahead of himself, it seems, as his master. But now, finished, forevermore. Yeah. Allow me to tender some advice in regard to the half of the secret medallion.
So if we keep talking to him about Ensha, he actually tells us what the medallion is about, and to find the Albinarch woman. That woman is Latenna, who Albus was talking to us about.
Find the Albinarch. She hides in a cave. She knows the.
Alright, then we can talk about Nepheli's despair.
Indeed. So I had no, honestly. A determined plebeian is more wicked than an omen. I suspect that's just a dose of ambition.
So that's all we can really do with that for now. Alright, how many runes do we have? Oh, sweet, yeah, let's go ahead and level up real quick. Let's put a point into endurance. I'll be able to wear some heavier armor here. So, here's Ench's armor. It is actually significantly lighter than what we've got on for the most part. So, yeah, we can wear the full set, still be fast rolling. Excellent. Well, not fast rolling, but mid rolling. Okay, now that we have done that, now we're going to head back over to, let's go to the Laxiar Ruins, Site of Grace. And now we can complete a cave that we've been putting off until after we found Albus. Alright. Where are we going? This way. Okay, yeah, so we want to head to the south over here. Just come along the cliffside. Just keep following it until you find a cave. And here we are. Alright, so here we are now in the Lakeside Crystal Cave. This one's a little bit more unique when it comes to caves. It's got a more open... Wow. Rude. I honestly don't think that has ever happened to me. I didn't even know that was a thing. Crazy. As I was saying, this cave is a little bit more unique in design. It's a little bit more open than what you'd see from a typical cave. So, pretty cool. Mainly just demi-humans in here. Now that we've come back, so this cave is obviously part of like this earlier part of Liurnia when it comes to leveling. So we're kind of wrecking everything in here right now compared to what we were just doing, which is honestly kind of nice. Chief in here. Ooh, hello. Get the Spear Talisman. A few resources we can pick up. Perfect. Okay. Now to continue forward in the cave, we'll actually just need to start dropping down these little natural steps in the cave itself. Don't think this is illusory yet. Okay. Oh, hello. Lots of crystal cave moss in here, so definitely pick that up as you see it. Huge group of these snail snake dudes. Okay, and then I'll just drop down right here. Watch out, there are more snails down here. Ouch. Perfect. We've now made it to the boss, which is a Bloodhound Knight. Hey, cool weapon you got there, dude. Ouch. Gonna hit him with his own trick here. Boom. Whoop. Nice stagger. That should finish him off. Beautiful. Okay, so you want to progress all the way through the cave. Because you can come out here, you'll see Site of Grace and a new NPC. This is Liurnia, who Albus and Gideon tasked us with finding.
Found tarnished. What do you want? I told the all-hearing brute that I possess no such medallion. Or have you come to take more from me? Was my other half not enough?
We're going to show the secret medallion.
You speak true. So old Albus entrusted his medallion to you. Then I've no choice but to trust that this was his dying will. Let's try again. I'm Liurnia, an Albinoric, the same as old Albus. My apologies for my coarse words earlier. I presume the worst. Seeing that you're another tarnished like that all-hearing brute, I hope that you will forgive me.
Yeah, if we just exhaust her dialogue, she'll just keep talking, and is asking us to do her a service by taking her to Miquella's Erdtree. We'll hear the request. She tells us where she needs to be taken, and she's going to come with us in the form of spirit ashes. Boom.
Call upon me when needed, and I will fight at your side.
So pretty cool. We get an NPC quest at the same time as, you know, getting a spirit ash. So I really like that idea. I'm gonna grab this rune arc, and yeah, that is it for that crystal cave. Okay, one more boss that we can take care of down here at this part. We're gonna go back to the Laskiar ruins. And again, we're going to come along this cliffside. This time what we're looking for is a spirit spring that will allow us to jump up onto this cliffside. So you actually see it right here. Yump. And there's an Everjail here that we can get into for an NPC boss fight. This is Adan, Thief of Fire. So, as his name implies, he's got a bunch of fire incantations that he's going to use against us. Okay, so how that spell works, there's that little flaming orb that just kind of follows you slowly, and then as it gets close to you, it takes a second, like, and flashes, and then activates in an explosion. So the idea is to kind of just let it come towards you, and then as soon as it activates, just dodge away. It's actually an incantation you'll find from a Remembrance boss late in the game, so kind of good to learn that trick early. And there we go, Adan, whatever, is down. We get the Flame of the Fell God, a legendary incantation as a reward. Perfect. Okay. Now we can continue on through the rest of Liurnia. What we're going to do is we're going to come to the Boil Prawn Shack and talk to Blackguard again. Now that we've given Raya her necklace back. He's got some more dialogue.
Oh, piss off. Oh. That's fresh leak. All right, then. I could be...
So we're going to hit purchase, and we're just going to, you know, the boiled prawns are good. What they do is boost your physical damage negation for a time. So if you're just worried about defense and trying to, you know, stay alive as long as possible, these are great items. So, but for now, we're just going to buy one of them because that's all you need to do to be able to get the talk prompt to pop up.
You're tarnished too, ain't you? Can you see it then? I can't see it at all no more. Makes no bloody sense anyway. Cruel bloody joke, you ask me. Maybe something went tits up with it. Maybe it's been broke from the Erdtree, I'm saying.
We can say about Raya.
Alright, well, sort the particulars of, but it ain't my fault she's stupid enough to get anyone. Lucky she ain't died on the bloody roadside.
Then we can leave. And after you've bought a prawn, he'll actually be friendly towards you now. And give you an emote. So, it's funny how Blackguard, when you first meet him, is just a total dick. But he actually becomes one of my favorite NPCs a little bit later in the game. So, I always like to make sure that we progress that quest line as much as possible. Okay, so here you've pretty much got the rest of Liurnia open to you. There's a lot of directions you can go. What we're going to do is we're going to head more towards the southwest here. So we already did the village of the Albanarchs, but there's a lot more towards this side of the map that we can go ahead and accomplish. First thing being a site of grace over here that we can grab. Alright, so just right here in this little building, I don't even know what you'd call these. I mean, they're not really gazebos because it's open, so yeah, I don't really know. Yeah, site of grace here we can grab, and then if we just head directly east, we'll be able to meet our next, directly west, we'll be able to get to our next site of grace, and a few more things we'll be able to do. So as we come across this part, we're going to come over here towards the south. So just go up this hill. I'm going to avoid those marionettes because, yeah, no fun. And site of grace here right in front of this rise. Alright, as we come up in here, you'll notice that where there's normally like a ladder in these rises, there's nothing, and there's a statue of Marika with a message in front of it. If you read the message, it says, Erudition Guide Thee. You're probably like, what the frick does that mean? So that's a puzzle we are able to unlock with a gesture that we don't have yet. So once we get it, we'll make sure to come back so I can show you how to do it. But for now, we'll go ahead and leave, and we've got another minor Erdtree here with an Erdtree avatar. Let's go ahead and take care of that real quick. Stagger. Ooh, no follow-up. Dang it. Don't kill me. Not right as we killed him. I got very greedy there. Just wanted to finish him off. Alright, some more crystal tears. Awesome. Okay. And then we still don't have the map unlocked for over here. We are fairly close to where we'd be able to get the map itself. For now, we're going to head back down from this Erdtree. And then just come along this route over here. Lots of sheep. A couple of Erdtree guardians as well. And you'll see over there, there is a little catacomb seeker statue, whatever you want to call it, pointing us towards the catacombs. But if we come over here, there's a shack with a site of grace, but also an invasion. And this invasion is from Esgar, Irina's father. He is pissed off and is just looking for somebody to blame. Sorry, not Esgar, Edgar. For his daughter's death. I mean, at least I assume. But there's not really anything past this with like his quest line. Like once we kill him, it's pretty much it. So gotta feel bad for the guy. He was just doing what he thought was right, and you know, Irina ended up suffering the consequences. But I don't know why he's attacking us. I don't really know like the lore behind that. It's not like it was our fault. But there he goes. That gives us our next Shabriri grape. So we're gonna touch this site of grace and then go back over to where we last saw Irina. Oh, I forgot we already touched it. So we're going to come over. If you remember, she is right over here at the Gate Town Bridge. Hello, Irina. Or I guess your name is Hayata now.
Would you donate them on a pilgrim when I eat? Oh, now I can feel that aside. Delectably tender and sweet.
So she doesn't know what she's eating.
What a sight that is to
And she's actually going to ask us. Well, she's not going to ask us, but we're able to tell her what they are. We're going to say that they are humanized. We're going to be honest with her.
No, not all of those people. Their own. So those noises I heard were.
Honestly, like,
Sorry.
justifiable reaction if you just found out you had eaten humanized. I'd want to throw up too.
I apologize. You only did as I asked. I'll be fine. Think no more of it. I apologize. I'll
Yeah,
be fine.
whatever you say. I forgot about the actual
I'll be fine.
throw up noise. Alright, and then if we reload the area, I believe you're able to talk to her again. I'm trying to remember.
Is that you over there? I've gleaned something very important indeed, thanks to you. The reason why it was eyes I had to eat. The distant light is far and frail, so faint it can't be seen by the naked eye. But with everyone's eyes together, it appears. Finally, it all makes sense. I'm certain now. I will be a finger maiden. I've gleaned something, I'm certain.
Okay, and there we go. So that's pretty much it for Hayata for now. There's stuff a little bit later in the game that we'll be able to do with her as far as progressing her quest line, but that's pretty much it for now. So we'll go back to the Revenger Shack and go hit up that catacombs that we passed by. So you can see it's pointing this way, so we're just going to follow along this path. Some jellyfish, but there's also some bats. You can see one hanging from the roof over there. From the my gosh. There we go. There's a few of them over here, but you don't have to fight them. You can just skip right on past. And all the way down to these catacombs right here. And let's go ahead and take the opportunity to level up real quick. Okay. Right. Hell, you punk. Alright, so watch out for the ambush. I don't know how I still got hit there. That was lame. You can see that the switch for the boss door is very early, like just right in front of you at the very beginning. You can hear the door open, but the trick of these catacombs is actually finding where the boss room is. I will spoil it for you. There's illusory walls underneath, like right over there, to get through, that has a hidden pathway to where it is, but we're going to explore the rest of the catacombs, because why not? Oh, grab attack. Cool. I actually did not know that they had a grab attack like that. Alright, watch out for this trap right here. Yeah, I always forget to do a plunging attack. I don't know why I can't remember that. So many ambushes from these guys. It's so annoying. Alright. And be careful about these ones lying in wait. Trying to remember if there's any more. Doesn't look like it. Okay, cool. Alright, so yeah, catacombs aren't very long. Like, these ones aren't very long. But we'll go ahead and go back to the beginning now. Oop! Activated the trap. I don't think this is an illusory wall. Just want to make sure. Yep. So yeah, just come through here. And then the pathway is just right through here. Short, sweet, and to the point. Alright, so in here is a more unique boss. It is a Spirit Caller Snail. And I believe this one summons, some Crucible Knights. Now, if you've been following along with this walkthrough, this is likely the first time you've seen a spear version of the Crucible Knights. They definitely work differently than the sword versions, and have some more unique attacks. If you were to kill this, the Spirit Caller Snail would just summon a sword and shield version to replace it. So, in reality, you actually don't even need to mess with the Crucible Knights. You can come over to this, where this white light is, and just attack. That's where the snail is. It will disappear after a couple hits, and then you can just look around for where it teleported. And boom! Nice and easy. There's a different version of the Spirit Caller Snail later in the game where it won't appear until you kill the things that it summons. So definitely a little bit more difficult, but But yeah, if you just want to like fight Crucible Knights over and over and over again without any end, great boss for you right there. But yeah, if you're just looking to get it done as quickly as possible, then there you go. Okay, before we continue up more to the north here, we're actually going to backtrack a little bit and come over here back to the Boil Prawn Shack. We're actually going to head up towards Raya Lucaria. Now there is a Site of Grace right here that we can grab real quick. Some Trina's Lilies and Mushrooms, the two things you need to craft some sleeping pots. So once we get that recipe. And then Site of Grace is just at the top here. Hello, Torrent, let me off. Thank you. Alrighty. Now if we make our way over here into the crumbled portion of this town. Can't remember if we picked up the golden seed that's over here. Don't believe we did. Yep, still there. Let's go ahead and grab that. Now if we backtrack a little bit more this way. Yeah. So you'll see these Albinarchs up here. There's actually a chest up here that we can open. With a cookbook. We'll grab this arterial leaf, even though they're freaking arterial leaves. What are you going to use them for? Okay. So now we're going to head back towards this portion of the town. And you'll notice over here there is a stairway with a bunch of battlements set up. We're going to skate our way across over here and try to avoid these little ballista that are going to shoot at us. Got some Carian knights up here, well, soldiers that we have to take care of. Perfect. Keep moving up. You can actually run past these guys really easily, and as you get to the top here, there's another one of those flaming head vehicle things. You can avoid it by just coming over here to the right. And this takes you up to the bridge that leads you up towards Raya Lucaria. Now, as you get up here, you'll notice there's a Site of Grace. We'll go ahead and touch that, but there's also this big old symbol over the gate. Now, as you go up to the gate, if you press Y to examine the seal, it tells you that you cannot proceed without a Glintstone key. So if you remember when we talked to Sorcerer Thops very early, like basically first thing when we got here, he said that you need a Glintstone key to gain access to the Academy. And this dude right here happens to have a nice little clue for us as to where to find said Glintstone key. So if you open up your inventory, oh no, don't want the painting. So go to the meeting place map, press X. It shows you, so you can see the Academy right there on the right hand side, and then it shows a little island in the lake with some like icy symbols around it, indicating that that's where you can find the Glintstone key. So if we actually open up our map, so we'll see the Academy right here, and that island is just right there. So that's where we want to go to be able to get the Glintstone key to gain access to Raya Lucaria. Alright, let's head back to the fallen ruins of the lake, Site of Grace. And we're going to head directly west to meet up with the very first NPC that we met in the game, Vare. He has since moved from that first step side of Grace, and is now... Oh wait, we don't want to go that way. That's where the key is. So right over here at this church, you can see him standing right in front of it. And he has a quest line that we want to pursue.
Ah, there you are. You claimed a great rune and had your audience with the two fingers at the round table home. What was your impression?
So we're going to tell him that they didn't seem right.
Aha, your intuition serves you well. My doubts had been piling up, you see. The words of the two fingers cannot be trusted. Truly, naught but rambling, senile delusions. I believe that when the Elden Ring was shattered, the two fingers were corrupted, their guidance skewed. Even worse, the fingers harbor no love for our kind. That's the part that irks them most.
So Vare is not a fan of the two fingers. If we keep talking to him, he's going to give us a gift.
Fit only for the wise.
The Festering Bloody Finger, ×5.
A means for circumventing the draw of the two fingers. Give it a try, won't you? And if it please you, may we meet again. I've high hopes for you, my lambkin.
Okay, so those fingers, these are online items that you'll be able to use to invade other players' worlds. So with Vare's questline, when the game first came out, this was the only way to progress it, is by using those, and I believe he had to invade like 3 times to progress his questline. But if you're like me and you prefer playing offline and just not worrying about invasions and stuff like that, they did eventually come out with a different way that you're able to progress his questline. So that's what we're going to be doing for this walkthrough. So we'll be coming to him quite a bit later in the game to progress that questline a little bit more. So, but yeah, so that's it for now for him. There's another side of Grace right up here that we can grab. And in the middle here, there's some Miranda flowers and almanarics. I just kind of skirt around them just to get to the side of Grace. Don't even have to worry about them. And this is the easiest way to access. You can see the what's it called? The beacon that I placed over here is just right next to us. So over here is our next dragon that we encounter in the game. Now, to actually get the key, you don't have to fight the dragon. It is like sitting on a corpse right behind him, so you could just go in, get the key, and leave if you wanted to. But this is an all bosses walkthrough, so we of course are going to fight Glintstone Dragon Smarag. Get down here. Oh, come on. Alright, so because it is a Glintstone Dragon, its fire is going to look a little bit differently. It also has some spells that it's able to cast at us. Oh, I was all out of stamina there. Stompies. keys. Stomp again. There's the stagger we were looking for. Nice bleed proc. Get the riposte. We are cooking. And drop. And there we go. Smarag down. Of course, get a dragon heart as a reward. And as always, when you beat a dragon, it says a new draconic power is available at the Cathedral of Dragon Communion. And then here is the Glintstone key that we need to access Raya Lucaria. We are not going to be doing that now. We're going to try to clear out as much as Liurnia as we can before making our way over there. But now we have what we need to access that part. Okay. Next boss to fight is just right over here to the west. There's an Everjail. And this, I believe, is Bols, which is a Carian troll. Yep, there he be. I stagger and bleed proc already. Let's go get that riposte. Oh, maybe. Hello? See who it is. The Glintstone Phalanx. Slam! Do want to give him an opportunity to cast some spells. So because he is a Carian knight, there is the Phalanx that I was talking about. He's definitely more exciting than the typical troll you'll fight. Got a few more tricks up his sleeves, but nothing crazy. And there we go. Bowls down. We get that Great Blade Phalanx that he was using as a reward. Awesome. Alright, we'll head up north here just a little bit. Let's grab our next site of grace. Oh, you can hear one of the bats singing. So this is an example of enemies or NPCs singing or, playing instruments. Very, very cool. If we head all the way up here, we'll get our next site of grace. I'm trying to remember where the map for this side is. I know it's somewhere over here, but I can't remember where exactly. Alright, hold on. Where is it at? Okay, it's actually way more north than what I remembered, so we're going to continue on. Okay. We're going to head back towards the academy. Not like up where you can actually enter it, but literally just straight towards it over here to the bottom of these cliffs. Because there is another site of grace over here that we can grab. As well as a cave that we can enter. This one does require 2 stone sword keys. We are now in the Academy Crystal Cave. Alright, so as you get into this part, there's going to be a bunch of Glintstone sorcerers. I believe this is the first time we've encountered them in the game. As the name implies, they are sorcerers, so their main form of attacking is with spells and incantations. So not really too much of a threat when you're up close to them. So that's the best thing to do, is to not be at range, get up right next to them. If you're at range, then they'll just be able to keep casting their sorceries on you. Okay, so here you've got a little bit of a fork in the road. We're going to come over here to the left first. For a stone sword key, so to make up for one of the two that we used to get in here. And then we'll just come straight through here. You'll see a door that you're on. Oh, wait, you are able to open. What? Oh, I'm thinking of a different tunnel. My bad. Okay. So you can see that guy right up there. I can't remember what these guys are called, but they are freaking major upgrades to the typical Glintstone sorcerers that you'll fight. They have a crazy amount of poise and some spells that do big damage. Luckily, that was some good RNG there. Nothing crazy. Alright, you do have to watch out for that guy. There is a way to go back up and fight him so that he's not being a jerk. But definitely not required by any means. I'm trying to remember. I feel like maybe there's a illusory wall to actually get up there, but not required by any means. Okay, now if I remember correctly, I believe the boss of this cave is a Crystalian duo? Yes. So, the way Crystalians work is when you first hit them, they're going to take very little damage, and they have infinite poise. So, they will just hit through every attack that you get on them, and you're doing basically no damage. But the trick is to just keep hitting them, and eventually their poise will break and they'll shatter, just like that, and then you can start doing huge damage to them. And the first time I fought them, like in the open world, I was like, whoa, I am severely underleveled to fight these guys. I'm not even going to try. But it turns out you just need to be persistent, and they are a joke. Alright, one down. Let's take care of the other one. And now where they had infinite poise before, now they stagger on every hit. There we go. Okay, you can return back to the front if you want to, but as you can see, there is a doorway we can go through with an elevator that takes us up to the highest point of Raya Lucaria. So we haven't actually gone into Raya Lucaria yet, so this is a nice little preview as to what it looks like from the top. There's a chest up here with a talisman, I believe, as the reward. Actually hear the Academy music already playing. Go up the ladder. Bummer, it is raining right now, so we have literally like no visibility of a lot of the rest of the academy. Oh, not a talisman, it's a spell, Terra Magica. But yeah, so you can look down there and see, there's a lot of the academy. Like I said, this is the highest point of the academy itself, so pretty cool that you get a wide view of all of Liurnia. It's just a bummer that it's raining and foggy right now, so we don't get to enjoy the cool view. But yeah, so that's it for that cave. We'll go ahead and go back to the Crystalline Woods site of grace. We're going to head a little bit to the northeast here. We're going to avoid those lobsters as per usual, and then come over here to this bridge underneath it, where in one of these archways is another site of grace. Never remember which one. We'll get these Trina's lilies. Here we go. And then what time is it? Late night. We gotta hurry. There is a night-only boss down here near another site of grace that we'll be able to grab. So this is circling back to where like the entrance to Raya Lucaria is. Just look how gorgeous this game is. I can never get over it. So freaking cool. This is site of grace here. Alright, and then, so this boss is one of my least favorite ones in the game. This is a Death Rite bird. So similar to the Deathbirds, but it has some way more annoying attacks now in its arsenal. I hate fighting these things. But, I'm doing this for the playthrough, so we're going to fight him. On a casual playthrough, I would never fight this thing, though. I avoid them at all costs. So you see that Ghost Flame that he has is pretty much, like, every attack that he has now has Ghost Flame, which can spread Frostbite. It's just obnoxious to deal with. And then these things actually have a phase 2 with just the worst attacks you've ever seen. Here's one of them. Just send out all these bolts down towards you. You just gotta keep running. Oh, here's a seeking attack. Just run. Alright. Luckily he hasn't done the worst attack in his arsenal yet. Oh! Speak of the devil. Run. Okay. Whew. That thing, if you were caught in it, say goodnight. Like, it does so much damage. Come on, stagger. Ouch. Ouch. Boom. Oh, he's so lucky. Just a late explosion on that attack. Not gonna get greedy. Ah! There we go. Whew. Hallelujah. Really, really hate those guys. Like, with a passion. Alright, cool. Let's go ahead and head back to the East Gate Bridge Trestle Site of Grace. Holy crap, what a name that is. And now we're going to head towards the northeast again, where we'll see another walking mausoleum, and right behind him is a tunnel. Now, this walking mausoleum is one of a few in the game where it doesn't have those barnacles like on its legs. So from where we are right now, we actually can't take him down. You know what? I'm gonna take the time to show you what you need to do to take him out. It's a little annoying. I never really enjoyed getting this one. I'll only do it if I'm in desperate need of duplicating remembrances. We're gonna come over and... Are you not gonna move? Hello? What's going on? He might be glitched out. What the heck? Okay, I guess we'll come back and do that later. What in the world? That is really weird. Okay, yeah, there is a tunnel or a cave, I can't remember which. Somewhere over here. There we go. It is a tunnel. As always, we'll activate the elevator, go down, and then come down here, see if there's any items we can grab. Alright, the Lucaria Crystal Tunnel. Alright, so chest up here with a couple of these mining dudes. Somber 2. I think we're still waiting on a Somber 3, aren't we? Yeah, man. Taking forever to find one. Okay, we'll cross this precarious beam. You can see how deep this tunnel is. Goes pretty far down. This part always sketches me out. And all of that for Somber 3. Worth it. Finally found one. We can upgrade our Bloodhound's Fang again. That will help a ton. So Somber weapons can only be upgraded to +10. So anytime you're able to find like a stone to be able to upgrade it, it is just a significant advantage. All right, you'll see an elevator here. We obviously can't activate it from up here at the top, but that does unlock a shortcut later. Ouch. Lots of Smithing Stone 3, so if you're going normal weapon upgrade route, then plenty of opportunities to get upgrade materials in here. see over here. Okay, so the elevator that we just sent down keeps going to where we're about to go. But this is another way that you can get there while also grabbing some items. Another Somber 3, fantastic. Not like we're gonna be changing our weapon, but always good to get more. We might change our weapon once we get to the DLC. We'll see. Alright, then if you come back over in this room, you'll see that the elevator is all the way down. Just in case we die, I'm going to send it back up real quick. Because you never know. Alright, another precarious beam to cross. Alright, so yep, that elevator unlocks that shortcut just in case we die. Makes it much easier than what we'd have to do otherwise. Okay, I can't remember if there's an ambush in here. Nope. Ah, there they are. It's like I could have sworn there were some marionettes that dropped down. Perfect. We're fine. I'll never get over the whole arrow sticking out of you thing. It's so funny to me. Alright, we are almost at the end of this very long tunnel. Ouch. Oh, this guy is huge. Got lots of health, dude. Nice. Got a somber one there in the middle. I'm kind of tired of fighting these dudes, so I'm just going to leave them alone. We don't need those upgrade mats by any means. Alright, and then I believe this is the last elevator. Another somber 3. Alright, and then I believe this is just one Crystalian. It's the ring blade version. Yep. Ouch. Bada bing, bada boom. Dunzo. And we get a bell bearing for that. Very nice. We'll go back to the beginning of the tunnel and see if the mausoleum is working correctly now. Still so weird to me. I can hear the bell. Yep, there we go. It's moving now. Perfect. Okay, so basically what you need to do with this guy is you need him to get to move towards the spirit spring that's over here. I don't remember where it is. Whenever it's raining, it's so hard to see anything. Ah, it's right here. So basically you gotta wait for it to just continue to come over this direction, for you to then be able to use the spirit spring to jump on to where that tree is. Essentially, there's a little platform that you're able to stand on, and then the barnacles will be up there that you're able to destroy. So just kind of got to be patient as it makes its way. See if we try it like right now. Be a little bit short. Yep. So if we just get it to keep coming over this way. Come on, buddy. Keep coming. Thinking that should be good enough. Ooh, just got it. Beautiful. Okay. So yeah, and then you can see there's a huge collection of the barnacles just right up here. Now, be forewarned, if you're on top of this thing as it collapses, it's gonna like knock you off of it. You won't take any damage or anything, but boom, flat on your back. Yeah, there we go. Mausoleum down. All right. Okay. Next thing we're gonna do is come back to the foot of the 4 belfries side of grace. And we're going to make our way up towards said 4 belfries. Alright, so you just follow this path all the way up. As you continue going, you can see a spirit version of Bols, like a headless version of him. He's going to teleport. Even if you move past him, he'll teleport like to a second place a little bit further up. But then after that, he leaves you alone, so. Hello. And here we are at the 4 belfries. So, how these things work is you'll see in front of each of them there is an imp statue, but these ones are blue, and then there's a sending gate. And if you stand in front of them, there's a message that you can read that says something like, for example, Night Sky Unceasing. That is a teaser as to where these sending gates are going to send you if you activate them. But these imp statues can't be activated with a normal stone sword key. You need an imbued stone sword key, which is a special version. There's only 4 of them throughout the entire game. Or, no, wait, sorry, there's only 3 of them throughout the entire game. One of them is found in this chest right here. So, boom, imbued sword key. And we're going to use that on this very first one underneath us, where the message reads, Precipice of Anticipation. If you remember, the very beginning of the game, we were in the Chapel of Anticipation. So that is exactly where that is going to take us. We're going to go ahead and put the imbued sword key in, examine the portal, be transported back. We now finally are able to get some revenge on the Grafted Scion from the very beginning of the game. If you were to beat the Scion, this fog gate would go down. You'd be able to come over here, and as you walk towards those butterflies in the back there, the cliff would crumble underneath you and you'd die, and that's how the game accomplishes the same thing as dying to the boss. Now that we are nice and leveled up, this thing is going to be an absolute joke. Boom, boom, boom. Yump. Scream. There's the bleed proc. And done. So there we go. Grafted Scion down. We get the sword and shield that it was using. And now we can come back up to the Chapel of Anticipation, where there's some items that we weren't able to access before that we are now able to. One of these items has to deal with Nefeli's questline. So if you want to continue her questline and see the end of it, then this is a very important item to get. So we come up here. This is literally exactly where we began the game. But we're not going to go in there. We're going to come around to the side here, where this gate at the beginning of the game is closed. It is now open. Come up here and grab the Stormhawk King. That is the item for Nefeli's questline. There is a chest in here as well, with the Stormhawk Dean Spirit Ash. Okay, so now that we have the Stormhawk King Ash, we're going to go back to the Round Table Hold and give that to Nefeli. Oh, also while we're here, we're going to upgrade our weapon.
I didn't want to be doing much. Just lay out.
We're going to ask him about his prayer so that that doesn't keep happening.
She hasn't, so I told him indebted. It was a work. I'm sorry.
Okay, strength ornament. Beautiful. Thank you. Head down, talk to Nefeli.
It's pathetic, I know, but... So you know already, do you? Right. It's true. My father cast me out for indulging my emotions, forgetting the mission, punishment for offing his pawns. Lord Gideon has offered me guidance all my life. I would have done anything for him, to place him on the throne of Elden Lord. And yet though it was not my intent, I betrayed him.
Brutal.
And I think he'd owed his... Where is the justice he purports in that? He once told me that if he became Elden Lord, he would
I actually want to get that dialogue again.
And I can no longer
this is kind of important to learn about Gideon himself.
Meant to enact such tragedy. Where is the justice he purports in that? He once told me that if he became Elden Lord, he would never allow the downtrodden to be cheated ever again. Was he simply lying to me?
Yeah, so basically what she's telling us is that Gideon is a real piece of work. And he will do anything in the name of, getting more power.
No. How could I say that? Father has always given me his guidance. And now... I've lost it.
Now we can give her the Stormhawk King.
Is that ash? I can smell the ancient storm in it. My thanks. I'll gladly take it. I'm not like Roderica. I don't feel the presence of spirits, let alone see them. Still, this ash, it reminds me of my first hawk. Thank you.
You're welcome. Cool. And that's all we need to do for now with Nefeli. Okay, let's head back to the very long named Site of Grace. We're going to head a little bit to the northwest now, towards our next objective, which is the pathway leading up to Caria Manor. Alright, Site of Grace on this little island that we can grab. There's also a rise here, which I believe this is one of the ones where we need to find 4 turtles again. I mean 3, yep. So, seek 3 wise beasts. This one I'm not as familiar with because I don't usually come over here all that often. There's one right here. As you're doing this, all of these like enemies will spawn around you, and they will infinitely spawn no matter how much you kill them. This place really sucks on a randomizer, I can tell you that much. Okay, so there's one. I know one is hanging off like the side of a tree or something like that. Yep, right there. Okay. So boom, there's 2. Now I just gotta remember where the 3rd one is. It's not just in these bushes, is it? No. Where could he be? Ah, there you are. Beautiful. I feel like usually it takes me forever to remember where the turtles are. I'm glad I remembered that time. Alright, that unlocks this. We can climb up to the top. And usually the reward for these is a memory stone, which again are for memorizing spells. So good for a magic build, not really important for a melee build like me, but there we are. Let's teleport back down to this Site of Grace, and now we'll go more northwest and continue on. Alright, so you can see the Site of Grace up there, and the map fragment that we were looking for is right next to it. Boom! Liurnia West. We have now finally unlocked all of the map of Liurnia after much time spent exploring. So, yeah, get a full outlook of what the entire area looks like. You can see in comparison to Limgrave, it is massive. Huge area. I don't even want to think about how long this episode is going to be with getting all this stuff done, but, you know, here we are. Okay, then coming up through these King's Realm ruins, there are these little Glintstone sorcerer guys who will appear and then disappear. Just keep doing that again, so you kind of got to look for where they're moving. There's also a boss here. This guy's talking about EG. We're going to meet him in just a second. And then I got to remember where the entrance to the boss room is, because it's in a illusory floor that we got to look for. You're not getting awaited. Right here. Perfect. So we'll roll through that. And then if I remember right, I think this is a Royal Revenant, which if it is, these guys are notorious in this game for just being absolutely ridiculous. I've gotten a lot better at fighting them over the years now. But man, they can absolutely just wreck you just out of nowhere. Yep, sure enough. So our goal is to just get him down as quick as possible, try to stagger. When he teleports like that, be aware he's going to pop up behind you, spread some poison. Here's... Ouch. Ouch. Yep, and this is what they do. Oh, we're alive. Holy cow. Bad. Bad. Just feels like they never stop attacking, which is what makes it very, very difficult to deal with. Can I just have like 2 seconds to attack? Maybe? They're so obnoxious, dude. Okay, poison me. I don't even care. We are staggering through it, killing them. Screw those guys. So obnoxious. Alright. Yeah, if this wasn't an all bosses playthrough, I definitely would not have taken the time to kill him. Forget that. Alright. Let's go ahead and quickly get to the site of grace that is around here. So we can get rid of... Oh, the poison's already gone. Cool. Never mind. We're good. Alright, another sorcerer dude right up here. There's 2 of them, actually. Where'd you go? There you are. Okay, and then there's an illusory wall right here. Site of Grace, and then you'll see EG right there.
Well, look at you. We don't receive many visitors. I presume you are tarnished? What brings you here? Oh, pardon me. It's hardly my place to ask, is it? I am E.G., a blacksmith who once served the Carian royals. An old codger who refuses to retire his rusty hammer. So here I am, still quietly plying my trade on this spot. Perhaps you'd like a display? These bones are old, but still able. Oh, watch out there. When I'm absorbed in my smithing, I lose sight of all else. If you come too close, I'm apt to cause you harm. I am, after all, terribly large compared to you, Tarnished. You don't know how hard it is not to break anything while I work.
So, yeah, there's EG. We love him. We can also keep exhausting his dialogue by continuing to hit talk.
Tarnished. A word of warning, if you please. This territory once belonged to the Carian royal family. Their manor lies not far beyond this point. When the Raya Lucaria Academy turned on the Carians, the Knights of the Cuckoo descended on this tract. After leveling it, they carried on to the Manor. The Carians were taken off guard, but their strength had not waned, and they repelled the Knight's onslaught by conjuring an enchanted snare that remains potent to this day. That is why I say, Tarnished, don't go near the Manor, unless you wish to lie with the corpses of the heedless Knights of the Cuckoo.
Then we can also tell him that Blythe actually sent us and told him about it. So if you remember back when we talked to Blythe after killing freaking Darrowell, then he, says look out for EG and tell him I sent you.
Blythe actually did that, did he? Quite a rare occurrence for such a guarded soul as he. Perhaps he sensed something unusual about you. At any rate, if you're friendly with Blythe, I've something else that might suit you. I've explained the peril of the enchanted snare that remains whatever you do.
Cool, and there we go. We are able to purchase a Somber 4 from him, so we are of course going to do that. He also sells a talisman that you can buy. And because he is a blacksmith, you can use him to upgrade your weapons. So, heck yeah. Alright. Now, we're not going to continue on. So you can see Caria Manor right up there. As I mentioned before, we're going to have a separate episode dedicated to that area, so we're not going to go there quite yet. We're going to try to explore the rest of Liurnia as much as we can. Alright, so if we come down here and over this way. You actually find a new, crystal tier. So these hand enemies, freaky as all be. You're going to be seeing a lot of them in Caria Manor when we get to that episode. I hate them. The mini ones are fine. They're very easy to take out, but any of the bigger ones are just, they give me the creeps, and I don't really like fighting them. Alright, so continuing on through the lake. If we come over this way towards this little gap, this little canyon, we can come up here. There's a site of grace that we can grab. And this is going to lead us to a couple of different areas that we're able to go to. Let's go ahead and level up real quick. Alright, let's keep moving forward. Alright, so all these giant egg poison things, I don't even know what they're called. They're weird. You can run past them really easily, so don't need to worry about anything there. So we're going to be running all the way down to the end of this ravine. You can see that there's a pathway up here to the right. We're going to be going there in just a second. But I want to be able to grab the Site of Grace that is back here to be able to get back to easily later in the playthrough for the next area after Raya Lucaria. Golden Seed here you want to pick up. Grab this item. And here's the Site of Grace that we want. So going up that ladder is the area. It's basically a dungeon all on its own. It's a pretty long ways all the way up to the top. You can do as an alternate way of reaching Altus Plateau. But we're not going to be doing that for quite a while. So we're going to make our way back towards that other pathway that we saw. Watch out for that Cuckoo Knight. We've got a merchant up here that we're able to talk to. This one's one of the unfriendly versions. Oh, miners, hello. There's the merchant. I actually never realized that those guys were there before. That's funny. What do you want?
What do you need? I don't want any trouble.
Alright, so cookbook, always grab that. Bewitching branches. Yeah, we'll go ahead and grab some. Let's sell some runes real quick. There's a few things I actually want to buy from this guy. Gonna do some more selling. Perfect. Yeah, all done. I never have to talk to you again. Alright, so then, yep, as we come up here, we're in a new church with a site of grace that we can rest at. We're not going to rest at, but you can. So, where we're at right now, you can actually get here. You see Hayata, we're going to talk to her in a second. You can actually get here by, like, if you... We have the academy key right now, so we could go back to the Lucaria gate, go in, and then it would take us to like right up here. And then you can use the key again at this point right here to transport all the way back over here, which connects us to where we are right now. So this is just a different way of accessing this part. Grab Sacred Tear, talk to Hayata.
Hello, have you ever heard of fingerprint? They're special grapes which only grow on the... I would truly love to try one. The distant light seems far, but I can't sense a thing from the usual grapes anymore. Please? Could you do it without one? I don't know.
So she's asking for a fingerprint grape now. There is one that we're able to get from an NPC fight we'll be fighting soon. But for now, we have nothing for her. Alright, it is nighttime, and there is a Knight's Cavalry back here that we can fight. So we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. Now, I believe this area is a little bit of a higher level, so it might take a second to get this guy down. Ouch. Oh, no, we're good. That's good damage. Ouch. Oh, well, that was pathetic. I promise I'm good at this game. Just wanted to make sure I was still able to mid-roll without using a rune arc. Alright, let's get back over there. This time. Nice bleed proc. Boom. Horse down already. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Piece of cake that time. Beautiful. Alright, grab this side of grace. As I mentioned before, so if we use the key right here at this gate, it would take us to the same place as the other one does. We're not going to do that. I'm going to save that for the Raya Lucaria episode. But just so you're aware, if you wanted to go tackle it right now, you could go through right now if you wanted to. Okay. Let's just teleport right back to the church for now. And we're going to continue making our way up through Bellum Highway. Now, I recommend not going on the actual highway itself, like in that main path, because there are some catapults or trebuchets, I don't really know the difference between them, that are going to be shooting at you. So it's a lot easier to avoid them if you're over here as opposed to walking on the main path. Really? You didn't drop your head? Come on, dude. Why don't I even waste my time killing you? Go. It's at least one. It's annoying that you need those things to craft the boluses. Alright, so I'm just gonna sneak past right up here. Hello. Not even gonna worry about fighting any of these guys. It's definitely not worth it. Alright, and we have reached the Grand Lift of Dectus. This thing is freaking cool. I love just the whole design of this thing is amazing to me. Like the architecture in Elden Ring is just my favorite of any game ever. It is just, it's so cool. Alright, so here at the Grand Lift of Dectus, if you remember from the Limgrave episode, we do have one half of the medallion required to activate the lift itself. You can see it right there. The other half we have not gotten yet. It's fairly easy to get, so if we wanted to, we could go grab it, but I'm saving that for the Caelid playthrough, because that's where you find the other half. So, we'll come back down here and go to the left and go up towards this hill. So if you remember when we beat this Erdtree avatar near the Black Knife Catacombs, I said that we couldn't get to this area. We're now able to get to exactly where that is. Now, as you're going up this hill, if you look up and see that tower up there, as you're going up, you're going to notice that a big old flaming eye is just going to pop up. And it's going to spread what's called madness or frenzy to you. We've already gone to a village with some rats that spread it as well, if you remember that. This just spreads that frenzy so much faster than any enemy does. So you can see it right there. You just want to stay out of line of sight to avoid having it spread on you. Let's just chill out, wait for it to disappear, and then go. Oh, that came back really quick. I don't have any boluses for those, right? Yeah. Alright, go, 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 go. So to prevent this from happening, you have to get to the top of the tower and kill these dudes who are summoning this thing. But you've also got to deal with these rats at the bottom that will spread the frenzy as well. So, kind of a catch-22. Get a madness incantation there. Gonna get up here as quick as we can and take these guys out. Whew. There we go. Now that thing won't appear anymore until like we rest at the site of grace. So we're good to explore the rest of this smaller area for now without any concern. Alright, let's grab this side of grace right here. We're not going to rest because we want that eye to stay away. There is a rise over here. So this statue right here is going to be inactive because we've already gotten to the Black Knife Catacombs, which is what it's pointing towards. So if you happen to come up here before like going that way, you could reach those catacombs by just dropping down on these tombstones. But since we've already done that, nothing to do. Hello, Bols. Obviously that's not Bols, but like every time I see a Carian troll, like that's just what I think it is. Alright, we've got another tower that says may erudition light the way. We still do not have the gesture required to like solve those puzzles, so another one we'll have to put in the back of our minds to come back to. Alright. Now here is another village that has been infested by Frenzy. So a bunch of enemies here that will spread it. Grab that cookbook. Grab this Shibiri's Woe talisman. Just keep heading up. I'm not even going to mess with those enemies. Alright, so the fingerprint grape that Hyetta was talking to us about, we're about to fight the NPC that drops it. This NPC is Vike, who is actually on the cover of Elden Ring. He used to have like a big old quest line associated with him that was cut from the game, but he does show up 2 different times in the game as an NPC boss, or invasion, whatever you want to call it. And this is the frenzied version of him. So, unsurprisingly, he spreads a lot of madness and frenzy with his attacks here. So you want to be very careful. If you've played Bloodborne, Frenzy does not work like the same way necessarily as Frenzy in that, where like if it builds all the way up, you get one shot. It does do a lot of damage to you though. Ouch. So you still want to avoid it as much as possible. Ooh, you are lucky, lucky man, Vike. There we go. Boom. Got him. And there is the fingerprint grape that we need to give to Hyetta. We can also come up here, grab the Side of Grace, Sacred Tear. And there is a dead Finger Maiden here, which I'm pretty sure is supposed to be Vike's Finger Maiden. You can get her set. This is important to remember that this is here though for Vare's quest, because he's going to give us an item where we need to come to a dead Finger Maiden. There's a few throughout the game, but this is one of the easier ones to actually get to. Okay, so now that we have the fingerprint grape, let's go back to the Bellum Church. Give it to Hyetta.
They're special grapes which only grow these without one. Oh. Oh. A fingerprint grape. Tried and true. What a wondrous thing. A fingerprint grape. Oh. How sweet. Yet, how it burns. Thank you. I've composed myself again. May the blessing of the fingers be upon you. Thank you. I'm sure I'll be a finger maiden.
Perfect. And there we go. That is the end of Hyetta's questline for now. She will reappear a little bit later in the game, but for a while that's going to be all that we need to do with her. Okay. Well, with that, we have beaten every boss / invasion of Liurnia that we are able to at this point. So that is the end of this episode. Technically, Liurnia itself isn't done. There's still a lot of stuff after we beat Caria Manor and Raya Lucaria that we'll need to do. But as far as, getting all the bosses and everything that we can, aside from those areas, that is it. We've got them all done. So that is the end of this very long episode. I'm going to be interested to see how long it is once I finish all the editing and adding all the footage and everything like that. So if you watch this whole video and you're here at the end, I really appreciate you. Like, that means a ton. Hopefully I gave you a good enough walkthrough to let you find everything and get what you needed to get done. The next couple episodes will be much shorter, as we're going to be going through Caria Manor. We're also going to be going to the Ainsel River, the first episode of that anyway. There's going to be 2 different parts of Ainsel River. And then Raya Lucaria, of course, is the big legacy dungeon of this area. So, again, if you're watching this, really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe if you can. It goes a very long way for me. But that is it for now. Next episode, we will see you in Caria Manor. And, yeah, I'm excited to get to some of these fun bosses and these dungeons. So, as always, like I said, please like and subscribe. And we will see you next time.